Hey guys, behind the table episode, and we have Adam Silver, Don Idris, and our guest, the Beast, Eddie Hall. Hey Eddie, it's nice to see you in arm wrestling.
Hey man, yeah, thank you. Yeah, nice to meet you, buddy. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's something that's been lingering in the back of my mind for a number of years, and then this opportunity arose, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's go for it."
Listen, I watched a little bit of practices with Neil Pickup, and I think from 1 to 2, like I feel like you're getting a hang of it. So how does it feel on the table when you grip up, like understanding the biomechanics, the movements, the coordination, everything?
Yeah.
I mean, it feels good. It's different to what I thought in my head arm wrestling was. As I guess 99% of the population, people think arm wrestling is just arms in the middle and just a sideways motion, and it's not. It's probably a million miles away from that. So just learning the ropes and being able to sort of anchor in and get these angles and using your bones rather than your muscles to sort of get your strengths. It's been very eye-opening.
Yeah,
Did you
listen?
Did you ever compete in a World's Strongest Man that had arm wrestling, or was that way before your time?
No, way before my time. I think the last time they did it was in the late 90s, and Magnus Samuelsson, who was a professional arm wrestler, snapped, I think it was Mega Man, I can't remember his name, Nathan Jones?
Nathan James. Yeah, Nathan Jones.
Nathan Jones snapped his arm, like clean, on the World's Strongest Man television. And that, I think ever since then, I think they've been a very bit, skeptical to bring it back in, just for that safety aspect.
Yeah.
There's always that concern. Listen, everyone's looking at Brian Shaw as the second coming of the Christ. Will you spoil the party? Will you, take all the hype away from him? How do you feel? Where's the mindset?
I mean, the mindset's in a good place. And Luke, Brian's been doing this for a year. He's been training solid for a year, this arm wrestling game. And in a way, it's completely made me the underdog. I had this. When did we sign the contract for this, Don? 3-4 weeks ago?
About 3-4 weeks ago, yeah. About 4 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago. So I've literally, this idea was sprung upon me about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll go for it. It gives me 8 weeks to train, which completely makes me the underdog. And I quite like that. I quite like being the underdog. I quite like being the guy that everyone's saying is gonna lose, gonna fail, because it makes me train that little bit harder, put that little bit more effort in. And also, I mean, if Brian loses to me after 8 weeks of training, that makes him the biggest fucking flop in arm wrestling history. So all the pressure's on Brian. So I'm quite comfortable with this. So I'm just coming in, just gonna try and pin his arm, and if I lose, I've not really got any pressure on myself,
And this is
coming in with no pressure.
This is not the first time you and Brian have been in a competitive setting. So you kind of, you both kind of know how to get under each other's skin. Mates or no mates.
You wait for it, man. He's going to have a fucking earful come the day. He's going to be very angry with me by the end of this, I can tell you that. And me and Brian actually had an arm wrestle backstage at Europe's Strongest Man 2018, left hand, and I beat Brian. And that was a genuine 3, 2, 1 go, and I just slowly just fucking took him back. And we were traveling the world together a lot then, doing a TV show, The Strongest Man in History. And then for about 3 months after us, both of us were like, my fucking arm. Literally couldn't use our arm for 3 months. We just absolutely fucked ourselves.
But I'm not sure if it was the same year or not, but was this some fuckery going on behind one of the Europe's Strongest? What was that guy's name? He's from Lalas. Lalas, is it?
Vitautas Lalas. Yeah.
Is he a professional arm? I think he's a professional arm wrestler. Or he
started as an arm wrestler and then he went as a strongman. He's from Lithuania, so neighboring country for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've competed against Lalas, and again I did absolutely zero training, and I mean zero. Came in and did a right arm with Lalas, and he handed me my arse. That was quite eye-opening.
Okay. So
I think the technique stuff changes a lot of things straight away because you stay away, and then of course your arm is not going to hurt because you're not doing so much joints from the go, right? Understanding the pulling and everything. So how is the working with my dad, the fat lad, Neil Pickup? How is it?
It's good, man. I mean, Neil is super anal. Like, he's very technical. Every little nook and cranny that you can get that extra millimeter, he goes into depth, you know? I think above all, what Neil's doing with me is being very sensible, keeping things very simple. And I think the number one priority is just keeping myself in positions where I don't hurt myself. And the second I am compromised, we're working on ways to realize that I'm compromised and just, you know, either let it go or bring it back. But I think the number one rule for us is being safe. You know, I don't want to snap my arm. I've got a fight, hopefully booked in for February, March. So, you know, I don't want to be snapping anything and going into a fight with one arm again. That would be horrendous.
Yeah.
again,
I think Neil is super on technique. His style was always fast. Like, he will try to, and you have a little bit of that similarities. You're a very explosive guy. So you think the advantage in this match, just looking at Brian and you, is the speed and explosivity?
I think I've definitely got more explosive power than Brian. I mean, that's evident from the strongman career. You know, I just move more explosive than him. I move weight from A to B faster. Not necessarily stronger, but definitely faster. And then where I've got Brian is, I actually think in top half strength, like bicep, tricep, chest, back, I think I've got Brian. I think I am stronger than Brian in all those muscle groups in the top half. He will argue different. I'm sure he'll say he's stronger, but you look at all the lifts, even now, like my shoulder press, my chest press, I am leaps and bounds above Brian. And I know it's not about the strength, but for me and Brian, I feel like it is a little bit. You know, we're going to get in those locks, and then it's just pure brute power.
how's your wrist?
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, that first week of training, it was absolutely destroyed, but it's actually adapted really quick. But yeah, it's really good. Really feel the difference. Like,
how much you're working with?
That muscle there is literally fucking doubled in size. Doubled. It is crazy how much that's grown.
How much you're working with? Like once a week with Neil, and then it's just some extra training. Or how is the training looking for this?
So I'm training most days, trying to have, you know, the odd day off, have weekends off, just try and just chill out as like I would do with any sport. And getting table time with Neil at least once a week. That's the bare minimum, hopefully sometimes twice. But, you know, we're just so crazy busy, and I'm training for a fight as well. So, you know, I'm doing all this training and then I'm going into fight training with a big pumped right arm. It's pretty tough.
But it's easier. It's so heavy. You just slap the, you know, it just goes to the universe. Cosmic punch.
I'm actually seeing it as a bonus, you know, because I think as a general rule of thumb, I actually believe that arm wrestlers are probably one of the hardest people on the planet, because the strength you've got in your arms, your wrist, like the punching power of an arm wrestler would be fucking off the scale compared to a normal person. So I'm seeing it as like an added arsenal to my MMA game with the grappling, just having a super strong grip and arms and everything. I'm really seeing it as an advantage rather than a hindrance, to be honest.
I think extra mass here will definitely help.
I think arm wrestlers will try not to punch everyone, not to punch them if they can protect their hand.
Yeah.
But
that's why you slap with the back fist.
Okay.
Do you remember Devin? Who's the Brazilian jiu-jitsuing?
Jujimufu.
Yeah.
Jujimufu. Yeah.
Like, speaking of grappling power, it's kind of. I was actually quite impressed because we have put Devin in a boxing ring and he didn't do well. He got the first one in, but he didn't do well.
Yeah.
I thought he was awesome.
I thought
that boxing match.
I thought he had balls of steel.
Like,
yeah. Balls of steel, man. What, he had like 4 weeks training for that? Yeah. Fair play to him. Can't knock the man.
Yeah, but okay. So, what are we? 6 weeks away?
Are we? It's less than that, isn't it?
We are. Yeah, yeah, probably a little bit less. Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah. It's all fun and games now. It's going to be an interesting Christmas, Eddie. 10 days before Christmas, really.
Is Neil bringing in some taller arm wrestlers for you to arm wrestle, or are you just working, or it's going to happen? Because it would be good to arm wrestle someone, the size, the forearm.
Yeah.
Neil isn't the tallest dude.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I think he is bringing someone in. He mentioned a name, Clayton. I think a big Scottish guy. So I think we're going to try and get him down. I think there's some Polish kid he wants to bring over as well.
Gotcha.
Some 6'10" guy.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can arrange that and get some proper replication training in.
Do you have a favorite technique? Hook, top roll, press?
I'm quite at the minute. One of my favourites is I don't know what you call it, but just yank them towards you and then just get your tricep in straight away. And I just so good at it. Anyone I've practiced against now, just the second I get that tricep in, it's just you're done.
Okay.
Nice. Actually, that will work versus Brian's massive hand, because you want to if you can attack his arm, because the hand might be really strong and looks good, but if you can get the arm right. I'm excited to see. Listen, it's always everyone's looking at him as the favorite, and like I said, second coming of Jesus Christ, and whatever. And as soon as he said he's gonna arm wrestle, he's like, we should put him against Levon or Devon or whatever. But sometimes you need to arm wrestle to become an arm wrestler, and if someone just stops that hype train, that would be definitely interesting.
Yeah, well, I'd love to stop that hype train. I'd take great satisfaction of stamping all over Brian Shaw's bonfire and then pissing on it as well, just to finish it off. That'd be great.
Oh, wow. You've ruined the sport. Everything you've ruined.
It'd be fantastic. If I can stop Brian's career at this stage, I'll be so pleased with myself. Be so happy. Because I will never let him forget it for the rest of his life. It would be every living, waking moment. I'd wake up every morning and just send Brian a text don't forget, Brian, I fucking whip your ass. Every day. I still do it. I do it now with the strongman. Probably once a week. I'll just go, Brian, just remember I kicked your ass in 2017. Just never forget that, okay?
7 years ago. 7 years ago. Lest
exactly.
So it's going to be, you guys going to pull best of 7. So it's scheduled 6 rounds with an option of 7, but you have to win 4.
Yes.
So most likely, if I know Neil Pickup, Neil is also focusing on that. So if you can't win, you want to take something away from him. Where's your endurance, in your opinion?
I think my endurance is really, really good at the minute. My lactic threshold has always been, in my opinion, superior to any other athletes in terms of just repping out, getting weight, and just going and going and going. And I think that comes from a swimming experience, just being able to just swim for hours on end. So I think my endurance is actually really, really up there.
Yeah, you don't gas out quickly, do you?
No.
Well, not anymore.
No. No, I mean, even look at when I was competing, yes, I was the biggest. But in terms of reps, if there's any a rep event, no one ever beat me on rep events, ever. Whether that be shoulders, deadlift, whatever. I was squat. I always won the rep event.
Interesting.
And I do believe you're going to arm wrestle, because I would think first time you practice with Neil, the hand and wrist got swollen really fast, that super pump. And more you do it, less you have it, right? And
yes.
I think a lot of people can't. The adrenaline, when adrenaline hits you, and then it goes like this. But you're so used to it. I think that will not be a problem for you. Just get conditioning in, understanding technique, and then having a good game plan.
Yep.
Maybe something we'll see interesting. Maybe something. Maybe you can send that text every day.
Are you studying his videos? Do you watch his practice videos?
No, I don't. Neil is doing that on my behalf. So Neil's being a little cockroach and sort of going into his camp and getting what he needs and coming back to me right, we're working on this, Ed. I'm like, okay, it's pointless me going and watching because I don't really know what how to break it down at this point.
Yeah.
And Neil is taking it really, really seriously, and James as well.
Oh,
Neil and
Neil.
James both are you have to make sure, like, they even got it down to, like, travel time. Like, how far do you have to travel? Right? Like, no, we can't let this happen. We can't let that happen. I'm like, oh, because I was just with them now, up until yesterday, I think. Like, we're training Ed. I'm like, oh, is it James? Okay.
Yeah.
So they're very, I think it's been a while since Neil gotten himself into a little project like this. He's taking
thoroughly. You can see, like, he gets a full hard on when we're halfway through training. And, I do something good and pin someone. He's like, yes, Eddie, okay, hell, yes. He can't help himself. He gets so excited.
He waited his whole life for this. He waited his whole life for this. He's like, this is
definitely.
Everyone's like, this is Eddie's moment. He's like, no, this is my moment.
Yeah, this is if I win, it's Neil that won, not me.
Exactly.
Right.
Very cool.
Okay.
Very cool.
What else? Excuse me. Continue, guys. You guys can continue.
Don's being absolute professional as always.
He's coughing his age up.
Well,
get it up,
Don. Can't get it twice.
Terrible.
I'm living on the bonus that you can't get it twice. No, on the plane yesterday, I just started getting I think it must be the exhaustion from the weekend. I start getting the dry cough and the blocked nose.
Definitely the exhaustion. It's definitely not the age. It's definitely.
To clarify for the fans watching, Eddie said AIDS, not age. just to make sure we're all on the same page. Cheers, Eddie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Eddie, I saw you injured your triceps on a lockdown, I think, right?
Yeah. So luckily it's just a belly tear, so I'll show you now. So if you can see there, all my triceps bunched up down the bottom. You see that lump? Mm-hmm. So all my triceps snapped off and rolled down. I mean, look, my physio's had a look at it. I haven't been to have a scan or anything because it's just one of those things. I know what I've done, and it's it can't be reattached. It's muscle that's torn. He reckons I've snapped between 10 and 15% of my muscle, and it's just rolled down. Honestly, like, I'm back pressing. I'm still doing, what did I do last week? On Friday, like 50 kilo for 40 reps. So within a couple of weeks, like, my strength's come straight back, and all the other muscles are just compensate for it. So it's just one of those things. Look, I've had that many injuries throughout my career. It's like you just shrug your shoulders and carry on, you know.
The messages I started getting, hey, this is still going ahead. Eddie tore his tricep. I'm like, it's cool. It's his left tricep. Don't worry about it. It's the right hand. Don't worry about it. It's not the first time Eddie has entered a competition with one arm.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm excited to see what kind of muscle Don is going to tear in this one.
No, don't say that.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Bicep tear, remember?
Say that again. What type of muscle? What?
I'm gonna tear.
Oh yes. Yeah, you tore your bicep, holding me back from biting Thor's nose off.
Yeah.
There was that. I'm just wondering. Every time we come in contact, there's usually an injury. Yeah. But hold on.
I still don't get it. How it's possible? Like how, Don? Like how are you that special?
Let me tell you the story. I thought it was a good idea to orchestrate a run-in between Eddie and Thor prior to the fight to hype the fight up. Somehow in my head I didn't take into account the variable, which is people just going off script. Okay, so we show up at this gym. Oh yeah, we'll stick to the plan. And suddenly everything went out the window. Now, to try to break into the gym, right, with smashing the doors and whatnot, and I felt like, all right, this is getting out of control. What I'm going to do, of course, is I'm going to grab Eddie by the waist and pull him away. Forgetting that I'd been a lazy prick that hasn't been to a gym in 6 months, and it's a 160 kilo world's strongest man pushing forward. Right? So while I'm pulling, the BBC crew was on one side, big beer struggle camera, there's cameras everywhere, and then suddenly I'm like, it's a roll. I'm like, and nobody cared. I'm just standing on the
Listen, no one
Everybody
still
just
cares.
went about their own business.
It's your own fault. No one gives a fuck.
I know nobody
cares.
But no. I mean, to be fair, you were nice enough to introduce me to your surgeon.
Yeah, I introduced you to the best arm surgeon in the world. So yeah, you're welcome.
Then I had to fly to London, get the surgery done awake, just with a nerve block, and fly back the next day because I had another show to run. Right, so I'm just walking around like this, and he's like, "You should stay overnight." I'm like, "I don't have time." So yeah, and thank you for that, Eddie. He didn't really charge me what he should have. And
he's a good guy.
Filmed the whole surgery. We put it online, as you do.
Nice.
It was good fun. But still, so anything for you, Eddie. Anything.
Thanks, bro.
just keep this one safe because I'm running out of options here.
Oh no!
Leave the island.
One eye, one arm, one leg.
Right.
We'll see what happens. I'm excited. I'm excited to see. So no, what I wanted to ask you was from the strongman community, because like obviously the different sport crossing over into arm wrestling temporarily or otherwise. What does everybody think Bibby would do?
Oh God, jeez. I genuinely believe Bibby would absolutely dominate the whole arm wrestling scene if he came in and just did a year or two training, because his arm strength is through the ceiling. Like I've never, and he's natural, completely natural. Bibby is. Like
he's insane.
He's one of the most genetically gifted human beings I've ever come across. Just phenomenal. Yeah, I measured his arms when I was with him. He had a 29-inch arm. There was no pump. That was no pump.
Ridiculous.
That was like, we just started the session, measured his arm, 29 inches. So I'd imagine with a pump, and after a good session, it'd be like 32.
And he's very broad as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Remember, like when you guys were in Dubai, he was the only one who had to walk into the metal detector sideways. He's just that broad. No, I'm serious. And
he's absolutely ginormous.
Insane.
Yeah,
he's a better presser than a puller, I think. No.
I don't know, man. I mean, his deadlifts. Did he pull 420 kilo? I think.
I don't
know. In Vegas.
Oh, did he?
Sure. He pulled it recently. Yeah, so he's a good puller. Yeah, and he's moving like car walks and stuff, farmers walks. He's best in the world.
He does backflips and cartwheels. I mean, it's insane to see. Like, Ray, you should go check him out sometime.
Wait, back.
Yeah,
cartwheels.
He can head kick. So he does a bit of like MMA training to keep fit. I was like, well, then, mate, can you kick me in the head? He's like, yeah. So I put my hand up, and he literally just bam. I'm 6'3", and he just fucking head kicked me, and I'm like, what the fuck? That's a 440-pound man can head kick. That's scary, man.
Look him up, Ray. I think you'll find him very interesting, especially the way his arms are constructed. Iron Bibby.
Yeah. He's also a prince.
He is. He's a prince. Yeah.
What? Don't laugh. He's a prince.
I know. So we've got
Prince Bibby.
We've got Janashia, who's coming over to the show, by the way, as Levon's corner.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, that's great.
The problem with Janashia is I know he'd be good at it, but poor guy. He's like, every time I compete, I tear something now. His body's taking such a beating.
He's had a bad set of a bad streak with injuries, really bad.
And then he got Kilishkovsky, who's been dabbling.
Yeah.
And Laws has been doing a bit of arm wrestling himself.
Yeah, Laws for years already.
Even recent.
Oh, for years? Okay. Yeah. Who else is left? I'm trying to see if we can transition all the strongmen arm wrestling. Just see what happens.
That's the retirement plan. Just move into arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay, so Don left, so now we can talk. So for real. No, Eddie, thank you for coming here. Thank you for taking this seriously. Very excited to see what happens on Table versus you and Brian Shaw. Really excited. Heard only good things from Neil Pickup the past weekend about you pulling, and I watched the videos and I'm impressed. So it's looking good. Hope you like it and you'll enjoy it, and we'll see more of you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, well, it all depends how this showdown with Brian goes. If it goes good, I'll more than likely be extending my career in it. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That sounds good.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't miss it. King of Table 13 very soon in December. All the information are in description.